welcome or welcome back to my channel, The Sugar Sean. I'm back for another video, and welcome back to another episode of hashtag I Said What I Said. This is where I share my uncensored, unfiltered, and unapologetic thoughts and opinions on things that matter to me. In this particular video, I'm going to be talking about the explosive allegations surrounding Jada Pinkett-Smith, August Alsina, and of course, Will Smith. It has been the talk of the town, and as someone who has been married and has been married for over 15 years, I definitely want to talk about the institution of marriage and just really getting into open marriages, do they work, and my thoughts and opinions on all of that. So if you like this kind of video, if you like commentary, if you like dating advice, lifestyle, fashion related content, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. If you're already a subscriber, hit that little bell. That way you'll be notified every single time I upload a video. Because we have a lot to cover, let's jump right into it. So Will and Jada have actually been married now for over 20 years. They got married back in 1997. And for a lot of people over the years, they have become hashtag relationship goals, especially with the emergence and popularity of Jada's Red Table Talk, where she sort of, has conversations with her mother and with Willow, and even Will has been on the show. People have really gotten a chance to see their family dynamic and gotten to see how they interact as a family, how spiritual they are, how grounded they seem to be, despite their tremendous success individually and as a family. Rumors have surrounded Will and Jada's marriage for quite some time, with people saying that they are swingers, that they may be engaged in an open marriage. Over the years, their verbiage really has changed. They don't like to refer to each other as being in a marriage, but they like to say that they are life partners. In an interview where Will was on Jada's show, he mentioned that he gave up on the idea of making Jada happy, but that he quote unquote empowered her to find happiness on her own. In that same episode, Jada mentions that Will could be on one end of the house with whoever makes him happy, and she could be on the other end with whoever makes her happy. They've always left the door open to the possibility of there being a third party or a few third parties in their marriage. So over the last few years, R&B singer August Alsina has insinuated that he has had a romantic relationship with Jada. Um, Everything from some of the music that he makes to some of the things that he posts on his social media. Here is him wishing Jada a happy birthday, and he writes, "I don't believe in luck. I believe in God's divine order, and you are an example of God's divinity and its covering over my life. A beautifully complex individual you are. I could spend a lifetime decoding you. Thank you for your laughter. Thank you for seeing my heart and character and not measuring me based upon what I come from. You see me for who I am and what I'm gonna be, even when I can't see me. Thank you for challenging me on a daily basis. You're a little piece of heaven here on earth, the fortune in my cookie, the vet to my rookie. You are love personified. There hasn't been enough dictation created to articulate or express the capacity of my love for you. It is simply beyond measure and human comprehension. So as my soul continues this quest, I'd like to say happy birthday best. At Jada Pinkett Smith," and it says, "You're nothing like the rest." Sir, that is a declaration of love if I have not ever seen one in my life. I cannot imagine Will Smith or anybody's husband seeing someone else be this bold and brazen about their love for another man's wife. Even when it comes to his music, August Alsina did a remix for a song called Nanya. Of course, Nanya is like none of your business, but in the music video, there is a text message to someone named Corinne. Now, fun fact, Corinne is Jada's middle name, Jada Corinne Smith. So the lyrics of the song go, "The time I invested, you can't give it back. You cannot get mad at the way I react." And then he also says that you're an actress and you're putting on a show, and there is a little video snippet of Jada Pinkett Smith. And it says, "Because you don't want the world to know that you lost a man who loved you." And the whole time that August has been out here trying to get Jada to publicly claim him, Jada has taken a very strong stance. And she's basically been like,
I hate to say it. I hope I don't sound ridiculous. I don't know who this man is. I mean, he could be walking down the street. I wouldn't know a thing. Sorry to this man.
so I guess he got tired of waiting. So recently he did an interview with Breakfast Club host Angela Yee. So with August being out here so not subtle and professing his love, for Jada and kind of airing out their private relationship via songs and via captions on Instagram. A lot of people wanted to know, did Will know? Is this something that Will is okay with? August says in this interview that he sat down with Will and that Will gave him his blessing. Yes, it is a huge shock to hear that Jada was in a romantic relationship with August while being a married woman. But I think the biggest shock is that her husband granted him permission. Now, that's if this information is true. Now, August says that he is not trying to be a troublemaker, but being open and honest about his past is how he's going to heal. He also says that he's blessed to have found the kind of love that he found with Jada, and that if he dies today, he will die knowing that he has found love. And a lot of people don't get that in their entire lifetime, and he considers that a huge blessing. I don't know. It's something about the idea of him saying that he's blessed as if God put this situation into his life. You guys have heard me say this once. If you heard me say it 1,000 times, God would never give you another man's wife. He would never give you another woman's husband. What God joined together, let no man put asunder. There are a lot of people who have dragged Jada for her relationship with him. You know, she is the one who is married, but she's also quite a bit more mature than him. And, you know, it's easier for her to manipulate him. August has a very troubled past with a relationship with his mother, all of the loss in his life. He lost his sister. He's had medical issues. He's had drug addiction. They said that he was vulnerable, and a lot of people feel like Jada took advantage of him. He was a grown man, grown enough to sit down with this woman's husband and let his intentions be known, grown enough to ask this man for permission to pursue his wife. If he's that grown, then why are we letting him off the hook? He told us so much more than we ever needed to know. And you can't tell me all of that is about healing. I personally do not buy it. Is Jada blameless? Absolutely not. This man was vulnerable, and he was searching for something. And you knew, as another man's wife, you couldn't be what he needed. You know, August credits Jada for helping him get through his drug addiction. He said he didn't go to rehab or anything, he just stayed with the family. So you're seeing this man day in, day out, while you're quote unquote helping him heal. And you guys, you're bonding with him, and he's, you know, it's just, I'm not sure if this is love or dependency, if he didn't go from one addiction to another. You know, because the way that he describes how broken he was after the breakup, it sounds like a detox. I don't think that it's just fair to put all the blame on her. I think the relationship is toxic, and I believe that they both have a degree of selfishness. For her being selfish for thinking that she can have a husband and a boyfriend too, and that he would never want more, and that would never want, you know, to have love, or to not be, you know, in the shadows and not be her side dude for life. And for him for thinking that she would leave her husband and family and be with him. When you knowingly involve yourself in another person's marriage and another person's union and commitment, there's only two ways that that can go. They can either, number one, leave their mate and decide to be with you, or they can stay in their marriage. Jada is not a bad person for deciding to stay in their marriage. Now, although this wouldn't work for me, and this doesn't work for most of us wouldn't want to engage in an open marriage, clearly it works for her and Will. And if this is what they consider a marriage or a life partnership, who are we to judge? But for him to take it upon himself to out her, or take it upon himself to make public what he knew that she wanted private so that he could feel better, I don't necessarily agree with that. The woman's husband already knows. Like, what do you get out of telling everyone? You're not a victim, especially when the timing is weird. You happen to have an album that happens to be coming out. So you sat on this information for all this time, and now the week that your album is going to be released, now you want to set your soul free. Now you want to align your heart chakra, or whatever it is that you're trying to say. Now you want to be true to yourself. Now you want to be a quote unquote honest man. Boy, please. I don't know if you wanted money from these people and they didn't give it to you. I don't know what it is, but I don't think that his motives are pure in any way. I think maybe he was hurting and he wanted to hurt her too, or maybe he was hoping that he could shame her into being with him. I'm not sure what his motives are. As much as he went out of his way to say how much he loves these people and he loves this family, he didn't consider her children when he put her out here for the whole world to see. He didn't consider her career. He didn't consider her husband, and he didn't consider her reputation. He didn't consider any of that. If you want to do what's best for you, that's fine, but don't act like you're the victim. When it comes to a marriage, I think that keeping some aspects of your relationship private can really benefit your relationship. when you are out there and everything is public, that could be very detrimental to your relationship. Having too many, eyes on your relationship. Not saying that you're trying to cover anything up or that you're ashamed of anything or anything like that, but having more than one person weighing in on what works for you is it's no one's business what works for you. But because of Jada's red table talks and her having Will on the show, and they're them kind of talking through, and so many people are clapping at their responses, so many people are like, yes, wanting what they have. That's why you should never want what somebody else has. You don't know what is going on behind closed doors. How many times have we crowned somebody relationship goals only to find out later that their relationship had its hiccups? Jay-Z and Beyonce, they were relationship goals. So we found out that Jay-Z had been cheating on Beyonce. Rihanna and Chris Brown, Russell Simmons and Kimora. Like, there are so many instances where people idealize somebody else's relationship only to find out later that there were issues in that relationship. August has mentioned in the past that he's had issues with his mother, and I think to a certain extent that's what sort of drew him to Jada. Somebody who's older, who's more maternal. Sometimes we look for our partners to heal what has happened to us in our childhood. If our father withheld love from us, sometimes we're attracted to men who also do the same thing. I say this with all due respect, but what he may be looking for in Jada, he may actually find in therapy. I feel like there's a much deeper reason to his decision to want to pursue an unavailable woman. What is it about a woman who is not available to give you her love and give all of it to you that you are drawn to? And then finding out about his mother really helped me to sort of see the picture a little bit clearer. But anyway, that is pretty much it for my thoughts and opinions on this situation. I would love to hear yours. Do you feel like he's a victim? Do you feel like Jada used him? Now, Jada has heard a lot of the jokes and everything. Everybody was like, why did you lie about August? Like, there's been so many jokes talking about how Jada should sit herself down for a red table talk. And Jada even went out and said on her Twitter that she knows there should be some healing that needs to be done. And so she's willing and ready to, have these tough conversations with herself if need be. I do love the fact that she's willing to be vulnerable about that and not shying away from it. If you can drag everybody else's skeleton out of the closet, I think it's only fair that you can drag your own. All right, that is pretty much it for today's video. Hope that you guys enjoyed it, but I would love to hear you guys weigh in. Do you feel that, Jada took advantage of him by her being so much more, mature and so much older than him? Do you feel that he is the victim? Is she the victim because she was outed by him publicly for something that happened privately? Or do you also feel that if a couple puts their relationship out publicly, is there certain things, certain details of their relationship that we are entitled to? Like, do we deserve to know? Does she owe any of us an explanation as to the ins and outs of her marriage? Especially with her putting herself out there with the red table talk and all of that. Do you feel that, hey, if you're going to do all that, then you should tell us everything? Or do you feel like there's certain things that are off limits and you don't want to know? I would love to hear you guys weigh in on this topic. If you like videos like this one, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. And if you're already a subscriber, hit that little bell. That way you'll be notified every single time I upload a video. I do commentary like this in these I Said What I Said videos in this series. I also do fashion-related content, lifestyle content, dating content, a little bit of everything. So if you like variety, you'll love my channel. And if you like this video, you'll love my last one. So I'll be sure to link it on the screen, and you can also subscribe there as well. I'll see you guys in the next video. Till next time, later divas and dudes. Deuces, honey.